Good morning. We have made it. Good morning, good afternoon, whatever time zone you are in. We are here. My name is Nikki Martinez. This is Victoria's Voices right here going live. My pronouns are she, her, we. We have an amazing, phenomenal, like burn the house down type of Victoria's Voice that we are bringing to the platform today. We are super excited. Before we get started, you guys know I kind of always start out with something. So first of all, sending love, healing, and massive just help to all of our people that are in Louisiana that are suffering right now in the midst of the struggle. There's just really a lot going on in the world right now. And as we all know, there's people that are suffering, people fighting for their lives, people that are struggling. And so we have an amazing guest today, Angelique Evans, Sister Warriors Freedom Coalition, a big voice for our people. But before I invite her to come and set it and burn it all down, I'm gonna go ahead and tap into the folks. So last week I was here all by myself, and I had asked our people out there if we were able to adhere to the challenges of the day. So, Rachel, the challenges of the day when Boss wasn't here, I was asking all the folks out there to believe in yourself, stay strong, never give up, be grateful, work hard, stay humble, be kind, and stay smiling. So it's my hopes that as you guys listen and as you guys grow with us, that those are the challenges that you're willing to take for yourself in the midst of the day, right? So I don't know if any of us were able to slay the whole day with all of that, but it is my hopes that we did challenge ourselves in some way, shape, or form. And I know for me, it's been definitely a challenging week. So that leads me into the quote of the day. Ready for it? I need everybody to listen with open ears and open hearts and think about who it is that you surround yourself with. A hero is an ordinary individual who will find strength to persevere and endure in spite of overwhelming obstacles. I know for me, I pride myself in surrounding myself among heroes. Okay? To learn from their strengths and to honor their resilience. And that's why we have Angelique Evans here today. So with that being said, Boss, I know that we like to start with a check-in, right?
Yes. And I'm surrounded by strong ladies, strong heroes here present today. Nikki, Angelique, behind the scenes, Rachel, right? Making it all happen. We're still getting our tech savvy swag and, figuring it all out. And it gets complicated and our brains feel like they're going to pop because, all this lived experience, but we don't have all this technical experience. But the purpose of, before I check in, the purpose of the Victorious Voice podcast is we want to highlight community individuals that have past lived experience and are movement pushers. And a friend of Nikki is a friend of mine's. And Angelique, I've heard great things about you. Movement pushing, Oakland in the house, right? That's where she was born, straight from that neighborhood, and now doing great things in the community. So we want to highlight from trauma, healing, resilience, and elevate voices that need to be elevated and individuals with lived experience to be in positions of leadership as far as directors, CEOs, COOs, and or open up a business, whatever it is that they want to accomplish. We want to help support that process. So we definitely want to start with a check-in. Nikki, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling, like I said, I'm really feeling honored. Like, I think I was thinking about you so much, Angelique, last night, and I was thinking like, man, I have been really in amazing environments. And when I started thinking about heroes and I started just thinking about the people that I've had the privilege of being in their spaces since I've been home, like, I don't know. I really feel honored. I feel honored.
How are you feeling, Angelique?
Oh man, I'm just blessed. I'm very determined because of all the work that I'm doing right now. But after just being in this space here in Powerhouse, Nikki, you, Arthur, are also I'm just blessed. I'm also honored to be in such a space to help inspire folks.
Thank you. And I'm feeling like getting back in the thick of things, right? Like I was away for a week and I was able to be with my babies out there in Esco, spend time with them at the pool, just present with my little babies, my wife. And so I needed that time because I'm so busy in the community and serving others. But, my family is my first priority. So I feel a little, um, I'm trying to figure out how I feel right now. And I really don't know, but I feel peaceful with everything that's been happening within my life, my family at this point. Like, I feel peaceful.
That's awesome. And I think that's the biggest thing. It's like, as community mentors and everything it is that we're doing to be able to find that balance. So I was really happy that you were able to get away with your family and spend that family time and then come back and feeling so peaceful. But it's back to the grind. So I'm not going to let you sit in peace for very long.
I'm going to Cancun in about a week.
No, so I got 1 week to burn you into the ground, and then you can go off and travel with your family.
Because this time I need to spend time with my wife, just her and I, and we haven't done that in I don't know how long. So we're definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's dope.
So.
Oh, Angelique, and happy birthday to your little young man, that little young king. Yesterday, I see he celebrated his little birthday. So happy birthday to him. Jeremiah, shout out to you. Happy birthday, baby.
Yes, happy birthday. Happy birthday. So, Angelique, it's a privilege to have you here, present with us. And tell us a little bit about Angelique, like your history, your upbringing, and whatever you feel comfortable with sharing.
For sure. Thank you. So my name is Angelique Evans. I am an organizer as a Young Women Freedom Sister, also a proud co-founding member of Sister Warrior Freedom Coalition. A little about me is that I was born in '86. I was born in the crack era. So, having a mother and a father both on dope, being raised in that for years. When I was 3 years old, I went to a foster home. CPS came and got me. Me and my little brother, he was one. Now, you know me, Lil David, shout out to my bro. He in prison. He coming home soon. We were like tight as wine. Tight. Pretty nothing come in between us, So growing up in the foster system, dad eventually got clean. However, his addiction was towards women. And my mom stayed in her addiction. So growing up in that neighborhood where, as we got older, for my dad getting me out of the foster home, I was a victim of rape when I was in there at 3 years old. So coming home, I was, in 3 years old, you don't really remember. I remember very little, but I remember the pain the most. And so growing up in West Oakland, as we got older, everybody, where I'm from the bottom. So it's like the farmery part. So all of us kids, dysfunctional kids, parents, aunties, we can go in each other's house and everybody getting high, smoking dope together and stuff like that. We grew up on the streets together. That was a form of family because we were not invested in. We were left just to bear. Like, never forget my mama. Like, it was never food in the house. Never food in the house. So at a very early age, I started selling dope. Now, my yellow self, you know what I mean, in West Oakland, where it's predominantly Black people, you know what I mean? My yellow self wasn't good at it. So at 12 years old, I got busted, and I went to juvenile hall. Now, this was a repeated cycle for me. I kept getting busted, so it became home to me. Juvenile hall was home. My partners would be in there with me, and then we come back to the streets. It was like going in, and I'll never forget, I must have been in juvenile hall about a good 8 times, maybe 10. So after I got, when I was 17, when I was turning 18, the judge straight told me, you're going to go to prison. We got to discharge you because you got to be grown, but you're going to go to prison. Shortly after, I experienced that, went to prison, and throughout my life, just being the oldest of 9 siblings, wanting to care for them, wanting to, not let them see the things that I was seeing. Because I was seeing a whole lot of things I shouldn't have been seeing at a very young age. Again, I was raped again by family. And so, for me, I started drinking. And I started getting high. Damn, I fell in love with that. I didn't want to feel. I didn't have to remember. I didn't have to stress. It was just a repeated cycle, right? What's insanity? Doing the same thing and expecting different results. And that's exactly what I was doing. The same thing over and over. So, going to prison, I got 3 years, got out, went right back in for 2 years, got out, and then went right back in for my last time. And this last time, when I went and I did my 10 years, I was really, like still angry. There was a coin in me. See, when you're young and you experience that much trauma, there's a little girl in you that stays stuck. As you grow older, this little girl is still in you because she was never tended. She was never loved. She was never cared for. She was never invested in. She was never told she was enough, anything. So I started fighting, getting mad, drinking. I'll never forget 2015. I heard that song by Sam Cooke, Change Don't Come. And I just let some things out. I just, told some things. And shout out to Chowchilla State Prison, because there's some amazing women up in there, some real amazing women in there that really could help me, that loved me, that told me it's okay. I feel your pain because, baby, I've been through the same shit. And so I felt comfortable enough to let some things out. And I did. And I got clean and sober. I said, you know what? This is not for me. And I remember crying. I cried me a river. I cried me a river up in there. But there was so much love from them bomb women that were in there that loved me, that were holding my hand to tell me, good, it's okay, baby. We doing this together. And I became chair. I became chair of Narcotics Anonymous or Alcoholics Anonymous. And I started hearing some things. Some things started turning in my head. The way I thought, the things like that used to turn me on just kind of turned me off. And so with that, and that's exactly when in 2018 is when I actually paroled. And so, yeah.
And Angelique, like we're talking about Oakland, right? West Oakland, Oakland in the house, marginalized communities, poverty-stricken communities, no resources, lack of job opportunities, system-induced traumas, right? You mentioned the foster system, CPS, that whole process, what it looks like, what it feels like for a young lady to go through that process, right? No connection that you were mentioning right now at Chowchilla, right? Like that love that you had and that mentorship, but you were raised in a poverty-stricken community. What was your first charge that you went in for as a juvenile? Sales, right? Yeah. So, a mean of survival, right? Like you needed to put some money in your pocket, and then that became a cycle for you. How did that feel, being in that process?
That felt very, at the time, I felt like as being the oldest and by the grace of God, like I can seriously say that, my grandpa, my dad's father, my grandma, they were the ones and I'm proud of that, installed those morals in me. See, even in my worst, I was still so loving and bright and all of that. And so it was my duty to take care of my siblings. It was my duty to make sure that they ate, because all our food stamps were sold for dough. So we didn't have food. So being in that, I remember just it being important to me for them to not to have to see the things that or experience the things that I had to go through.
And so, like you said, it was your duty. You had some loving individuals that were there for you, raised with some core beliefs. But how is that your duty when you're a kid, right? And like you're definitely looking out for your family, your brothers, your sisters, the individual you love. But that county, that neighborhood ain't supporting that process, right? And putting positions in positions of employment, of growth, of opportunity. We live in the country of opportunity, right? The American dream. But not every neighborhood gets that dream. So you felt like it was your duty because that's that's your brother, your sister, your blood and everything. But that shouldn't be a responsibility of a young lady, a young boy, a young man, a young lady, right? So being in positions of the systems and advocating and being present. I heard you're a great community pusher, advocate. You make things happen. You put the stop down when you come in and you express yourself, right? So now you mentioned in Chowchilla, is where your process started and your mentorship, right?
Yes.
And why is that? Like, why does the mentorship start now in prison in Chowchilla? How did that make you feel?
It made me feel like it's how I look at it now is that there's more women going to prison than anything now, right? Um, and it started with us. It started with us. You know, just because we make a mistake, see, we already paying for our crime, right? We already going paying it in full. Okay. To deal with the extra BS is irrelevant. However, there's some beauty, you know what I mean, in there. As we come in, you know, we go through a little struggle. There's some light that flicks on. There's that unity that we share together. There's such a strong bond. There's groups that we create to be able to help folks out. Let's struggle together. Let's go through this together and we're going to find a solution. We're going to find a solution because who know better yet than us, right? We the ones that know better. You can't tell me about me better than I can tell you about me. And that's a fact. However, having that, you know, bond in there and having that relationship in there and having people that understand your struggle and love you enough to love yourself and continue to love you and guide you through your process is phenomenal for me. And that was my experience.
Wow, because like, um, that happened for myself too. The mentorship on a different level. Men's prisons probably a little different than women's prisons. I've been hearing as far as the women's prisons, the unity, the coming together, the lifers. I'm next. I'm paroling, creating programming and all that. Like I didn't get to experience that on the adult side, but I did get to experience me going back to Corcoran Shoe and the individuals that I ran with. Like, man, what are you doing? Like, you just did 14 years. You're in and out, in and out. Like, why are you back here? Right? Like, go get your life. And it just like click. Like, so that's where my mentorship started too, because of the kinship, the unity, the love, the bonds that is created, right? And really the lived experience where you guys we could share our traumas, right? And feel comfortable with that.
Right.
That's a process.
Yes.
And so I seen a picture of a lady in your photos when we blasted out the Victorious Voices. Who is that?
Which one?
The one that they're hugging. It was that.
Oh, that is Keith Evans. That is my grandmother. That is my
your grandmother. And
yes.
Is she still alive?
No.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
We lost her last November. Rest in peace, but always alive in my household. I talk about bring her memory alive. My kids know about her. And her memory stays alive. Everyone always stay alive.
Yes. Yeah, rest in peace, rest in power, much love. And she's up in the heavens, just, hearing your victorious voice and where you're at now and how you're moving forward and doing great things in the community. That's amazing. What are you doing now?
Ooh. So right now, but right now we're doing a lot of policy work. One of the things that we're trying to remove now is the involuntary servitude from our Constitution. I can't believe it's still in there. But then again, I can't because this is a racist country. It's supposed to be the land of the free. However, it's not. It is a racist country. And like we said, like if Haiti can do it, Haiti did it. And, if we could do it, we owe Haiti. And I heard that. But yeah, doing that, AB 990, making visitation the essential right. I'm very proud to say with all the push that we've been doing, calling these legislatures, writing support letters, doing the ledge business, all of that, that's something that, we're pushing for to one more step. And let's see what Gavin Newsom do.
Okay. So you guys are holding everybody accountable, right? No matter what politician it is, right?
And you know what, though, Art? Like, honestly, like when I came home, I had the pleasure. Like, I didn't want to come to LA. I was like, oh, you're from Oakland. I don't want from LA. I'm going to go home, But by the right to God, which I believe, you know what I mean? There was another plan for me there. And I'm really grateful. So as I came home and, my wife is another powerhouse up in the Diamond. Shout out to Linda Gomez Evans, my baby. Yes. Came together. And she's from Riverside and I'm from Oakland. So, we made it, and then, we're going to stay out here And by, and meeting these new folks, right? Having board supervisors as my friends, having these, decision makers over here, on dial my phone. I can contact anybody. It was a whole new different, feeling and being. Like I only really talk to like folks that I used to run with, I used to talk to. Don't get me wrong, much love to my partners all day long. But guess what? I'm on a whole different lane now.
Yeah.
So being able to hit folks up and encourage folks, no matter what time it is, because like I said, this is not a job. This is my lifestyle.
Yep.
I've committed for the rest of my life. My future dream is to become a civil rights leader.
Wow.
You know what I mean? To encourage and empower folks to be that example, to be that leader in so many ways, and to step aside. Because part of being a leader is stepping back and allowing folks to grow.
Go.
That's right. That's right. We build leaders and move out the way.
Yep.
And let them do their thing. So that's a great point that you brought up, in particular, like our reentry population that are returning back into the community. For me, I don't know how, but I landed right in the same neighborhood where I was raised, grown. That's where I started to work. But there's different processes for different individuals where Oakland going into LA, right? Riverside going into LA, but that process is working for you. And in the process, you're creating great relationships, right? To where you guys are supporting each other. And so we've experienced that through the returning citizens that we've been able to serve. And so how's LA? How does that feel?
You know what? I live in South LA. Well, South Central, but it's in South LA. Oh, it's the same. It's the same struggle. Struggle is everywhere. It's being underinvested in is everywhere. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of similarities where I live at, versus where I grew up in. But it's so much like community and power and connection out here now, and it's us. It's us. It's us people. It's us formerly incarcerated people. Like I was told, I would never be nothing. I would never be she's in the same thing. This is Angelique, this is that. But it's the ability for us broken folks to be able to heal, to be able to push forward, and to be able to be the voices, to be that voice, to push these, local, statewide, or even national policies that are very much needed. So there's a lot of investment in LA. I can honestly say a lot. It is a lot.
Yeah.
And we definitely want local down California, and how you mentioned national, not just national, international. And we definitely want to build that partnership and elevate one another's work, nonprofits, what we do. How can we support one another and be there for one another? If you guys need a certain document or, grant proposal that we've written, we want to share the information, right? Not just hold back. We want to build organization and individuals that have a dream, right? And so how do you know Nikki Martinez? What's your guys' relationship?
Well, I know Nikki from the pen.
Okay. All right. Boots on the yard in the pen.
Right. Because look, I was, like I said, my first 7 years, I was kind of like in my own. But as the last, I see Nikki with her hair clipped up, because her hair was long. So she would have that little thing clipped up right here, wear a little power thing out right here. Wear a little thing, going to class. She was fighting for her life. She was fighting for her freedom. That's how I know Nikki. Hitting up groups after groups after groups after groups. L-tops. I just come to B-Yard. L-top. Sorry. It's my dogs. Sorry, my dogs.
Your dog's even getting excited about me wanting to get out the free world.
That's freaking amazing. Like, individuals that you've seen come out into the community and do great things. That's what this movement is all about. And see, that dog's even excited. Like, he's like, definitely, like, just you're a lovely presence today, Angelique, and your story of resilience, where you're at now. You paroled in 2015, correct? 18? Okay, so you're fresh.
Changing policies, changing the world, changing the systemic racism, bringing awareness to so many people, and holding the hands of everybody that is formerly incarcerated. You are an amazing, phenomenal hero of the community throughout the state of California, nationwide. You are bringing it. You are elevating so many voices. You are changing things for so many people that are constantly oppressed, that are constantly disregarded and thrown away, and just the degradation, unfortunately, that our folks experience. And by you being the person that you are, you and Linda, I swear, are two hands holding the lifestyles of so many people and elevating so many things and bringing so much change for a world that's in dire need. And now more than anything is the time for you to be able to do that. And I'm just very, very grateful, like I said, to even know you, to sit in your presence, to be having my feet in the same place that you are standing on so many different occasions with so many different forceful people behind us elevating that cause is amazing. It's amazing. And I love you. I love Linda. I love everything that you guys are about, all that you guys stand for. You guys are phenomenal. Phenomenal. It's an honor.
Thank you. Sorry, my dog, her breaking.
Angelique, and
Sorry.
Oh, it's
Okay, go ahead.
okay. Oh, okay. Did Linda get the dog? Is what I want to know.
what's the dog's name? Coco? Is it Coco?
Jojo, I think she had it. Jojo. Okay. So, with that being said, Angelique, thank you so much for taking time out of your most mission inspired life, because I know you are constantly on a mission right now. I thank you for bringing up ACA 3, because that's definitely something that's on the fight right now. It's on the big rise right now. So involuntary servitude for our people is completely important and near and dear, along with everything it is that you're doing. So do you have any final words you want to leave with one thing you would send in a message out to this world right now on what it is that you would like to convey to the world?
Yes. I would just like to say, don't give up. Things get hard when we come home. Things get really hard, and we stumble through some roads, and we stumble through them. And I am one to testify, to say that is true. However, clicking to investing in yourself is the best outcome. Sorry, my girls. Is the best outcome like can ever be. Staying true to what it is. I will never forget having to go through these stumbles when I came home and wanting to divert, wanting to go, because of what I know best.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like coming out of that comfort zone and changing into a person, it's sometimes difficult. However, investing in yourself. And for anything, please go vote. Please vote. We are in a critical state right now. With our policy, we need you to vote. I don't care if you have a strike. I don't care if you have parole. I don't care. There's so much misinformation that is going on right now regarding this voting. Please go vote.
Yes, and you were one of the lead speakers on Proposition 17, so you helped get that passed as well. So you know what I mean? Scroll down. I need the other one. Okay. Yeah, you were the lead face for that. As I was encouraging in our people, and now that that's passed, people that are on parole, whether it's a felony charge or not, you have that right to vote. So with that being said, in closing, I love what you just said. And so in closing, I'm going to close it out with another, it's kind of like a quote. So I'm going to leave you guys with this. No matter what life throws your way, no matter how unfair it may seem, refuse to play the victim. Refuse to be ruled by fear, pessimism, and negativity, and refuse to quit. Be a warrior, right? What? We warriors out here. Be a warrior and work through whatever life throws your way with courage, with love and positivity, and continually push forward, because you are a survivor of the unfairness of life, as we all are. You are stronger than you think, and you are capable of achieving far more than you believe. And as we sit here, all three of us right here, we are divine testaments of that truth. And so putting it out there for people that are watching, for everybody that's listening, you are the same. We are nothing different. We are all the same, and we are all one. And so with that being said, boss, you have any final words?
Anger, when you let yourself get angry for certain reasons, that's like Nikki always expresses her quote, I always like a deep thought to it, right? And so with anger, you're letting that anger create a space in your life, create a space in your heart, create a space in your feelings, your thought process. So whatever feeling you're going through, right, that's just temporary. And there's the ways to identify that and grow from that. And emotional intelligence is key. Once we're able to have that emotional intelligence, we're going to thrive and we're going to be where we need to be. And we're going to be able to help support one another, because in my past, when I got angry, I got violent, right? Or if I got depressed or sad, like I want to get high, right? So that's just the real. So really understanding your feelings is a true power to yourself. So I just wanted to share that. But Angelique, thank you so much for being present. Much love to you, your wife, your dog Jojo, right? Hey, what kind of dog is that? Over me. My favorite dogs right there.
We started down. I'm like, bro, you fell on her feet. What I mean, where you from? You from Africa? Yeah.
So I'm a pit bull at the house named Bea. She's a dog. But thank you, and we look forward to collaborating. And maybe we could head out there to Sacramento together, both organizations, do some time to see. There's different things that we could partner on and collaborate. So, thank you.
Yeah, Angelique, and thank you for showing up and for driving. I know you and Linda recently road tripped all the way up to Sacramento to stand at the Capitol and talk about ACA 3. So thank you for showing up on behalf of all of us that couldn't. It's a great honor and privilege to run the same way, with the same speed, with the same heart, with the same spirit and the same mind as you. So thank you so much for everything that you do. Continue to be a blessing to yourself, to your family, and to the community. And we love you. And for everybody watching, thank you so much. We ask that you just like our page, that you follow us on YouTube, and that you know that we are here for definitely community support. And thank you for everything it is that you guys all have done. And much love. Victorious Voices, bringing it.